Got to invest in countries that have no educational infrastructure, have no means for young people to get ahead. We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
Stay tuned for politics and religion.
There is an unprecedented development in the Middle East. U.S. bargaining on behalf of the Palestinians. Now, I've seen this happen for a while, but it's hitting the news today. This actually comes from World Net Daily and its correspondent in Israel, Mr. Aaron Klein. But in this article, they're stating that the Obama administration finds himself negotiating with Israel and pretty much defending all the Palestinian positions. Let me give you a little bit of an excerpt from it. In an unprecedented move, the U.S. has been conducting negotiations with Israel on behalf of the Palestinian Authority, according to a senior Palestinian Authority negotiator and sources in the Israeli government. So this is coming from both sides that this, in fact, is happening. I think I've mentioned on this program that it looked like that's where things were heading because Obama was actually putting forward the positions of the Palestinians and insisting that Israel obey them. For example, no more building and settlements, period. And then no more building in Jerusalem, period. Well, this was an unprecedented position for the American government to take, and yet Obama has been steadfast in taking that stance. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who came down strong for an undivided, united Jerusalem, and said that it should be the eternal capital of Israel. She did that when she was senator from New York. Now, she either was playing politics pandering to the Jewish population in New York in order to get elected, or else she's now kowtowing and subjugating her position to that of the Obama administration. But she is a faithful warrior. She is not compromising at all. She's taking a steadfast stand, even to calling Benjamin Netanyahu, and according to reports, chewing him out for about 45 minutes because an announcement was made of additional housing going to take place in East Jerusalem on the day. The announcement was made the day that Vice President Biden was there visiting in the nation of Israel. This story goes on to say, sources in both the PA and Israeli government told WorldNet Daily that talks are underway on a number of issues. There's actually talks being held, including future borders and security controls for a Palestinian state. A senior PA negotiator speaking on condition of anonymity said rather than act as an intermediary, the U.S. has been negotiating with Israel on behalf of the Palestinians, assuming all Palestinian positions and bargaining with Israel from the Palestinian side. The account was confirmed with sources in the Israeli government who said such behavior by the U.S. government is unprecedented. Now, the reason this is so significant is because in the Bible, it states that the Antichrist will confirm the Abrahamic covenant with many for 7 years. So it actually paints a picture not of an agreement between Palestinians and Israel, but it actually paints a picture of an agreement between the world community and the nation of Israel. Since the Antichrist will ultimately represent the world community, it actually shows him as negotiating. It doesn't even say that the Palestinians agree, although they may. It doesn't say they do, doesn't say they don't. But the prophecy is very clear, and it looks like the table is being set here for an agreement between the world community and Israel. Now, I know there are people who are contending that Barack Obama could be the Antichrist. I'm not willing to say that. I don't have enough evidence to say that. But the way he's going about things in the Middle East, he certainly would fit the bill there. But I truly believe the Antichrist has to come from the nations of Europe. So it's going to be very interesting to watch all of this play out. Now, the article continues that Israel's Haaretz newspaper quoted confidants to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stating the Israeli leader told them he would oppose attempts to impose a peace plan on Israel. Apparently, there's thoughts that's where it may be going, that America just says this is the way it's going to be. We insist, or you lose all American support. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how that comes down. Will the American people finally rise up? How much dictatorial power does an American president have? How much can he assume without producing a backlash and a rebellion from the American people? We've always stood steadfastly by Israel. Now it seems all that is changing. It looks like the plan that America's come up with would reportedly link Israeli-Palestinian peace to the Iranian situation. How powerful is our government? How powerful should it be? Does the government have a right to ask you any question it chooses and fine you if you refuse to answer? In this time when our government is becoming increasingly invasive, where are the lines? We'll discuss it today on Politics and Religion.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it.